Good morning guys, and welcome to iPunt Smart. Today we're going to do a nice latest tutorial based on all the different things we've been adding on the horse racing scene lately, and we'll try and do it as soon as possible just to try and get you through quicker. So let's start. Here you'll see we now have our iPunt Smart radio here where you can listen to the commentary every day. We have the weather at the bottom for the racing, good to soft, both tracks here with the 15-kilometer wind and 7 millimeters of rain last 24 hours, 63 millimeters in the last 7 days. So from the top down you'll see our latest tutorial horse racing video is always available here. Next to that is the ratings explained, where you can simply go and read through all these different things. What I'm trying to do here for you is also give you a visual display of it, and then the future races coming up. So the 26th Gravel, the 27th Gravel Poly, 28th Val, 29th D'Urberville, etc. You can also click on here and you can see all the previous ratings that we've had, like before today. So we do not hide anything. Okay, so let's start. On the very far left hand side we have what it looks like a brain here, and that is where our machine learning and artificial intelligence reside. So when you click on that first column there, that will be the machine learning that goes through hundreds of thousands of scenarios through the 84 algorithms that we have, and based on that it says who is first, second, third, etc. If you hover over it, it actually gives you the actual points. So 0.7 on Beerenberg, 0.65 on Boisterous Buddy, 0.57 on Bullet, and 0.24 on Castle Time. While I see that little green tick there, that's also where the members can make their fantasy picks by simply clicking there and making your pick. And you can see I've had 0 selections left because I've made my picks already, but I can remove it here, and now I have one available. So now I can pick Castle Time again and confirm my selection. As easy as that to do your daily fantasy pick. While we're here, on the top here you'll see we have done 73 races of what we call P-stats, probability stats, and that 73 races was the exact same venue, Kenilworth, the exact same distance, 1000 meters, and the exact same class G. So that's the 73 races that we are using as our sample. And here you can, based on that, look at the probability stats and say, okay, give me the highest probability to win. So then I choose top rated to finish first. And if that percentage is not high enough, then you can hedge your bets. In this case, we have a 40% chance here on opening betting for Beerenberg. And we also have a 40% chance here on Boisterous Buddy on the line bet. And I'll explain the line bet to you just now. And then there's some close ones after that, 37% here on Total and 37% on the Bomb Roll 42 days, etc. You can also, if you want to play places, because there's some nice odds available, you can say, okay, what's my probability for the top rated to run a place, top 3, or to run a place, top 4, or if you want to create a buy pot, you can simply say top rated to run in the top 2. If you want to do a PA, top rated in the top 3. If your percentages isn't high enough, you can simply change that to say, okay, give me the top 2. And now you'll see, because there's 2, it has a total of 200% in the sense of a PA, and therefore you'll see those percentages are over 100%. If I change that to win only, then the percentages goes under 100%. So if I look at the top 2 rated to win, my highest percentage here comes from 60% on the line bet. So between Boisterous Buddy and Beerenberg, I have a 60% chance of getting the winner, and I can therefore also use that to make my pick 6 selections and try and make them small as possible. Now we have 2 versions of the pick 6 that is completely done by algorithms. So here you'll see EXP1, which we normally use for the PA and the buy pot, EXP2 for PA and buy pot, and then EXP3, 4 and 5 is the additional ones for the pick 6 and jackpot. If you think that you don't want to take the risk, then you can choose how you structure your place accumulator or bipot or pick 6 or jackpot 2. And then we also have another one here structured for you at the bottom here, and this these exotics at the bottom here is strictly created purely from the JTR detail report, and that is the ranges of the averages for each race. Like you see here, in the first race, Beerenburg is top in 13 top row columns, so 13 of them, and in total there's 22, so Beerenburg is tops in 13 of them, Bullet is tops in 4 of them, and Boisterous Buddy is tops in 5 of them. So that's the 22 together, and those that you see there is the actual average for all of these indicators together. So you'll see a lot of ones here on Beerenburg, and a lot of 2s and a lot of 3s, but the total average is a 1.55. Now obviously the closer you get to 1, the stronger your selection, and the bigger the gap from 1 to 2 or from 1 to 3, based on that, how we then define how your bipot, P8, pick 6, etc. runs. Last week we actually won that carryover pick 6 just on our PA numbers, because we had that 66 to 1 as our third rated in the PA. So that also happens, but it's all risk and reward. So yeah, this is race 1. If you want to go to race 2, you click on race 2, you can see it's pretty close there. Race 2, race 3, 2.57, 2.9, 3.05. It looks like the first 3, and then a bit of a gap to the next one. Race 4, 2.41, race 5, 2.36. So the lower the better. Race 6, the best one is 2. Race 7, very strong one here in Gem King on a 1.48 with the second best 3.24 Baratheon, and then the future is Bright, which I also quite like, in third. Race 8, 2.86, and race 9, 2.38. And while we're on the subject, you also see here that the number of runs since the last win, as well as the trainer ranking, as well as the jockey ranking. So normally when you see a top rated, that also agrees with an inform, that is something to look out for. So you can see here Brett Crawford has had only 1 run since his last win. He's putting Kamalo on this horse, and this horse is Sergey at 6 to 1, top rated in the 8th race. So that looks like a decent each way proposition at 6 to 1, because the trainer is in form. He's had 1 run since his last win. He's 8th in the country, and the jockey Kamalo is 4th in the country. So that does look like a decent each way. Here, Pete Steyn has had 9 runners since his win, so I'm not so confident on Gem King, because the stable is not so much in form, where Baratheon has only had 1 for Piet Botha, and then Justin Snaith, the future is Bright, has had 2 runs since his last win, and Crawford has had 1. So I normally look at that when I actually do my pick 6 as well. If the trainer is in form, then I can rely on him a bit more. Like Andre Nel has had 12 runs since his last winner, and so forth. Here, Brett Crawford has got 1, and he's got first and second rated here. So Walk of Fame and Wah Wah Wah. Interesting, Wah 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 is the favorite, but Walk of Fame is rated slightly better, 2.36 to 2.39. So okay, so that was the jockey trainer detail. And the jockey trainer detail is where these exotic numbers are coming from. While I'm on that subject as well, we also have the collateral form, and you can actually use your collateral form in more than one way, in the sense of, if I use my collateral form here for race 1, for instance, I can use my collateral form here, and I can click here, and I can open toggle all history, and it opens up all my history and also all my collateral form. Whilst I'm on race 1 here, I can then also use my JTR combo sheet and my JTR detail sheet to see the same collateral form at the bottom, if I prefer the combo or the detail view. So in this instance now, you'll see I'm still looking at race 1 here, and below I have the collateral form for race 1. So that's quite neat to actually be able to use those together and help in choosing that together. Okay, so let's just quickly go through the rest of the columns. I started here with the brain, which is machine learning and artificial intelligence. For now, I'm just going to close all of these down. You can see you can switch on and off your 42-day history, 84 days, 168, or more than 168. They're in different colors as well, just to make it easier for you to read as well. So you'll see your bomb roll 42 and your bat 42 is 42 days is in green. 84 days is the yellow lines that gets added, and the red lines is 168 days, and then the rest is up to 8 months on the curve. And that is a weighted average curve where the most recent records has a greater weight to carry depending on the number of days since it happened, when the oldest records has obviously the lowest amount of weight it carries. So you'll see the example here. Here's a green one for the 42 and a yellow one for the 84 and a red one for the 168, and then the rest is in normal black colors. So that is how you can define that. Easy to see. If I while I'm on the detailed subject, I can also click on a jockey, and I will get the jockey's detailed stats for the season. At the bottom here, the jockey trainer combinations, his win place for the season, the jockey, the track for life, his run since his last win, and all the rest, and his win and place percentage on the horse for the trainer, 20% win, 60% places, etc. You can do the same for the trainer by just simply clicking on the trainer name, and now the details of the trainer comes up here, and also here on the side, the owner, the breeder, whether it's gelded, merit rating, win place percentages, etc, etc, dam, sire, and so forth. Okay, so that's enough now for showing you the details here on the owner and trainer, and showing you the details of these lines. Now, the details that you have here is where it finished, the actual date, the distance, whether it was turf or sand or poly, and the actual race course, what the class of race was, the jockey, the draw, the weight, the gear change, the opening betting, the starting price, the merit rating, whether it's good going or soft going or yielding going, how far behind the winner it finished, the adjusted time, the speed rating, the median speed, which is pace, the exact distance median speed, which is the pace only when it's within the today's distance category, so very close to the same of today's distance. And then the total number of points for form, total number of points for statistical form, total number of points for intentions to use the form, total percentage, super rule percentage, which is a out of 10 percentage that we give for 10 super rules, total points, and then the bomb roll 42 days, bomb roll 84 days, 168 days, the curve over the 8 months, and also the bat 42, 84, 168, and the bat curve. Now, first of all, let's look at bomb roll. Bomb roll stands for best average merit rating, adjusted lengths behind. So essentially what it does is it looks at the average merit rating of the field, and it then checks that versus the merit rating of our horse in question, in this case Boisterous Buddy here, merit rating of 64. This is all his previous merit rating, so you can see he has gone from a 76 to now a 64. It essentially calculates the strength of that run versus the strength of the field given the same circumstances. So it looks at the actual gear change, at the draw, at the weight, and based on that it gives you a figure in lengths of how far ahead or behind the finishing line he should finish. So in other words, if it's got a circle around it, it's the best. So Beerenberg has the best bomb roll 42 form. That's why it is normalized into a 0, and it is actually also 2.98 lengths ahead of the class norm, which is maiden plate class G, distance 1000. So what that essentially says is that's going into negative, is Beerenberg should actually not be a maiden anymore, because he is 2.98 lengths better than the horses that wins the maiden class G 1000 meters at Kenilworth. So when you see these minuses, then you know that these horses are pretty close to actually winning. And that we give as bomb roll, best average merit rating, adjusted lengths behind in 42 days, which is the 6 weeks, 12 weeks on 84 days, 24 weeks on 168 days, and then the last 8 months as a curve to give you a consistency curve, and which one's improving the best over the most recent time. And then BAT 42. Now BAT 42 just simply takes your bomb roll 42 and it adjusts your bomb roll 42 with the actual adjusted time achieved on that actual run, and it'll adjust it some more if it was actually a soft going or a yielded going or a good going, to essentially compare that run versus the strength of the field today. So that's essentially what that does. And in this case, Beerenberg is also the best on BAT 42, and you will see that the naught year on the BOM 42 and the minus 2.98 on BOM 42 has turned into a 0.34 on the BAT 42, and that simply means that it's gone over. It's not in negative anymore, because this adjusted time is not the greatest adjusted time that we've ever seen in this class over this distance. However, in this field, it still does have the best BAT CD. Now, what is BAT CD? It's all these purple ones, which is the exact same course and the exact same surface and the exact same distance as what we are running today. So Kenilworth 1000 meters turf. And that's when it turns into purple. Then you get your BAT CD. Now, not purple, blue, these blue ones. Now, we also have the purple ones. And what is the purple ones? That is the iPunt way of finding the line horse. So in each race, we define our own line horse, which is the most consistent, call it your roving banker horse. The horse to beat over this distance at the surface and very close to the distance we are carrying today. And how do we define that? All these purple lines that you see here, those are qualified ones for today's conditions, and that's a part of the line BAT. And the horse that has the whole line highlighted in purple, that horse is the line horse. So let me just show you that. If I close everything down, you'll see what I mean. So here we'll see Boisterous Buddy is your line horse. It's the one with the purple here, and that's why it's also got a 0 on the line BAT. So the best BAT curve is Bullet. The best 168 days BAT is Boisterous Buddy. The best 42 and 84 days BAT is Beerenberg. And the best exact course and exact distance BAT CD, course distance, is Beerenberg. If you hover over it, it'll give you the date when that it happened, in this case the 8th of June 2022. Okay, so that says a lot already, and I can close it now. I've showed you that collateral form is all at the bottom here for every time these horses run against each other, and then you can simply open it up and you can look at the lengths and the distance and the kilogram change and the draw change and everything else to make that use of your collateral form. Additionally, you can just close it out, and you'll find the editor's notes here at the bottom. If you want to see it race by race, you simply click on race here, and you will see the absolute notes here. You can also make your own notes. Since you're a member, you simply click there and you make a horse note or a jockey note or a trainer note or a track note or a race note. You can even put in the video there for you if you have done a replay of that race and you were very impressed with that horse. You simply attach your replay there so that you can just watch it next time when that horse pops up again. So the next time this horse will come, you'll find your note here and you can read your note, and it will notify you of whatever that note was that you wanted to be reminded of the next time that horse runs. So very handy, and you can check that by jockey, by horse, by trainer, by race, by track. Like by track, we made a couple of notes here. BAT C is your go-to indicator at Kenilworth, especially in the wet. It seems BAT C is always a good indicator in the mix. Also always respect the first timers, especially well bred, like in the green lights, and so forth. And so these notes are there for you to use, but also you can switch them off not to see the editor's notes, and you can only see your own notes if you so choose. These contributor notes is what the editor creates. You can also choose if you only want to see them on the day in question, or if you want to see them in the future. In other words, when that horse like Castle Time pops up, then you want to see that note for Castle Time. So quite handy there to see that. If you want to see all of them, you simply click on all of them and you'll be able to know your way around there. Delete them, yeah, easy, quick. Okay, so that covers that. We've done the P stats. Let's go through the columns here. So the first one is the brain. That one is your fantasy league. That one is the actual saddlecloth number. That's the finishing position once they finish. These yellow stars here is quite simply just the JTR detail ranking. In other words, 1 for the best one, 2 for the second best one, 3 for the third best one, and so forth. And then we move on to the horse. If you click on the horse, then you'll see all the detail below it. And next to that, you see there's a little run with a red runner. Now, you can have a red one or you can have a green one. The red one is second run after a rest, and the green one, like Flower Pecker, is your third one after a rest. We move on. The greener the trainer badge is, the better the trainer. In this case, like Justin Snaith, he's ranked number 2. But if you see in red here, Lucinda Woodruff, for instance, is ranked 80th. So therefore, the rank is not as green. And that fades away as it gets worse, or it goes more green as it gets better. The same with the jockey. Richard Fourie is a very good jockey, and he is ranked 2nd. So he's very green on his badge. And you can therefore see, when you see that flame, it means that the jockey is in hot form. When you see that flame, it means the trainer is in hot form. And if you see flames both sides, the jockey and the trainer combination is in hot form. So yeah, you have a 20% win and a 43% place on that. Then you have the draw, the weight, the gear change, if any, in this case, like from Alamites to Alamites and blinkers. Then you've got the opening betting. And then you get to all these 22 indicators. So ORA is the overall ranking, and next to it is the actual percentage difference between first and second and third. So in this case, Beerenberg is best, and then 9.89%. Second is Bullet, and then 17.57 Boisterous Buddy, and then there's a big gap to Flower Pecker, Castle Time, etc., etc., etc. Then moving on, Greenie Points. Those Greenie Points is essentially when we hit 15 Greenie Points, then we also mark it as a Greenie, safe to bet on. So essentially that is how many of these indicators it is leading at. ERA, exotic ranking, that's just based on the algorithms, based on the trainers and the jockeys and the strike rates of the trainers and the jockeys in combination with the form and the statistical form and the intentions. Which is your best horse for exotic purposes to win the Pick 6 or to be first in the exotics. Then adjusted time, 80, speed rating, median speed, exact distance, median speed, form, statistical form, intentions to use the form. We say if you don't have intentions to use the form, there is no form. So make sure if the form is great and there's no intentions to use the form, then most of the time it will actually not be used, because unfortunately we allow trainers to untrain the horse, and when they do untrain it sufficiently, you'll see that the horse turns into red, as this example here. This horse was a 76 merit rating at one stage, and it's dropped to more than 10 worse than where it was, so it's at a 64. So that's 12 merit rating points, or 6 kilograms, and therefore we highlight it in red to say, caution, this horse could be better than what the handicap at the moment suggests, so therefore a chance to upset. And then on top of that, when you see Pete Steyn here as the trainer and the combination of the owner, ELP Steyn, then sometimes these horses just grows wings and all of a sudden just see their form reappear. Weird. Anyway, maybe one day the NHA will catch on to that and bring punters back to racing. Now, then the draw is also in different highlighted colors. The better your draw, the more highlighted it is. So in this case, the 4 draw and the 1000 Kenilworth is statistically the best draw to find your winner from, and then the 5 draw, so that's why those colors is there. You'll see the gear change here, like alamites before, and now alamites to blinkers. You'll also see the different colors as we rank these colors based on our exotics here: green, yellow, orange, red, etc. That's how they fall in on these exotic picks. And yeah, form, statistical form, intention, super rule, percentage, and then the standard T, total with curve, the total points with your actual curve. So essentially that's it. That's how every single race looks like. At the top here, what you see, the top ranked here is, you'll see it's just simply states here number 5 is top ranked in opening betting. Number 5 is also top rank on overall ranking, Greenie Points, exotic ranking. Number 3 is adjusted time and speed rating. Number 6 is based on median speed. 6 is based on exact distance, median speed, and so forth and so forth. So when you actually see a greenie, then you'll also see a little G on the race, but we don't have any greenies today. So I think essentially that is as much as I can tell you from how to look at your ratings when you're actually making your decisions. So it is maybe a lot to take in, but once you use it for a week or two, you quite simply become much more familiar with it. I have missed out. If the trainer is in green, you'll see a little 1 there. That means he's only got the 1 runner for the day. And if the jockey is in red, you'll see a little 1 there as well. The jockey has only got the 1 run for the day. So Grand Burr has only got 1 Lady Mystico for the day, and Harold Crawford has only got the 1 Lady Mystico for the day. The number that you see next to the horse's name, that's the number of runs he's had. So in this case, it's his 4th run. He's had 3 there, and that's his 4th run. And Spy Wing has had 6 there, and that's his 7th one. That lightning bolt there simply means Spy Wing is a extremely consistent performer, and the more green that light bolt goes, the more consistent he is. And then you'll also see these icons here when they return from a rest, for instance, when he's cold from a rest, or when he's hot when he comes from a rest, then you'll have a red flame there. This is your first run after a rest, is that little man there with a 1. Your second run after a rest is that little man with a 2 there. That says it's the second run after a rest. And then the third one in green is the third run, some people believe, the strike run after a rest. And then when there was a stable change, you'll see a little house changing. When the horse is older than the field average, you'll see the scale there. When it's been gelded, you'll see the injection there. When it is in win places greater than 66%, then you'll see that lightning bolt there. And there's the medium from a rest, and not good from a rest, and hot from a rest. Hot from a rest is win and place percentage is above 70% returning from a rest. And then there is the actual back from a rest icon. All of that is also in the ratings explained, but just so you know that it is there for you to easily see. What else is there for me to show you? When the circle is in green, it means it's within the distance category of today. When it's in red, it means that that value is achieved in a distance which is outside the category of today. In this example, a 12 and a 1000 and a 12, where we're running over the 1500. So that is why it shows in red. Red means yes, it is the best, but it is not to be trusted because it was over a different distance. Then yeah, you can see here, like Eric Sands here has only 1 runner for the day, and is in hot form. It is second run after a rest. And Greg Shane takes the right. Funny, normally Richard Fourie takes the right. Now Greg Shane takes the right, which to me means Richard Fourie is ready to strike onto the moon and back here for Justin Snaith. That is in red, and that is a horse to look out for, to the moon and back, having his 5th race. Essentially, the more of these indicators you find the circle around, the better. and the lower on the ranking averages. What I haven't showed you yet, and I'm just going to pop through quickly till the end here. There's race 4, and then race 5. Let's see if there's anything funny coming up later. Interesting Walk of Fame. Race 6, race 7, race 8, race 9, and then at the back here, JTR combo. What we're doing here, or trying to do here, is just give you a daily view of the trainer outlook and the jockey outlook for his rides for the day. So at the top here, you'll see race 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 up to the end, and then you the major indicators here: ranking average, Greenie Points, total with curve, bat 42 days, bat curve, and then the finishing position. As they finish, you'll see the numbers populate here as they turn, like 1 in green for first, and then 2 yellow second, 3 red, and 4 blue, and they'll be populating there, so you can then see which trainers is in good form for the day. And you can preempt these as well, pretty much, by seeing Justin Snaith, Richard Fourie there, they're very hot here with Berenberg, and then they pop up again here with To the Moon and Back, and here they pop up with Reigning Newmarket, and there they with Pet et Renoir. You can see Greg Enion looks pretty keen on the last race today with Love is a Rose and Lucy the Pink, because that's all 1s and 2s, so that's probably a winner between those two. And then Wayward Girl is the next best here, and as they populate, it actually makes life easier to actually see how the day unfolds. This is the trainer view. If you want the jockey view, you simply click on the jockey, and it will give it to you as jockey view. So here's all Doormeyer's rides for the different trainers: Bantams, Zackies, Ashby's, Burrs, Shane. And you can see what the guy's day is looking like and how it will transpire. One more thing, as the day moves on, we also, if you so choose, can adjust your rating by switching on ODR, on day rules. Now essentially what that means, if you click it on, then it's enabled, and then it starts allocating some more points based on the trainers in form, the jockeys in form, and the draws for the day that is working. So you'll see slight changes then in the actual ratings when you have that on as the results comes through, because then it is learning from the day, and because it's learning from the day, these points then will change. If you don't want to see that happening, you simply just switch it off. Easy as that. Okay guys, I think that's it. It's a half an hour. I hope that was helpful, and I hope we can see you back on iPunt Smart soon. Remember, if you register, you get the first week completely free on us. And you can play the fantasy free competition every day. Every time you win the fantasy, you get another free week. So some of the guys like Vernon doesn't have to pay, because he just gets free weeks from the fantasy competition, and it makes his ratings completely free for him. So hope to see you soon. Well, yeah, maybe the last thing here, daily report at the back here is simply just a full report of the day. You can see all of them, or you can just say, I only want the top 4 or top 3 or the top 2 rated in each race, and you'll see which are your strongest selections here for the day, and you can rank all of these to whatever the rank is you want. The same with your ranking anywhere else, like your JTR detail, your JTR combo. You simply just can click here on average, and you rank it on average, or TRC and you rank it on TRC, or BAT CD and it ranks on BAT CD, or whatever the case might be. So I hope that helps. We will be going live in the next 2 months most, for UK and USA and Hong Kong and Singapore and Malaysia, yes, and Mauritius. So yeah, watch out that space. We're also going to make it affordable. It's less than $1 a day for horse racing. So it just gives you the edge to actually have data and not just opinions. And you can still have your opinions, but most of the time, if your opinion doesn't agree with the data, you'll find that your opinion is a losing ticket. That's it from me, guys. Have a great day.